The Silent Planet. Commander Zethkar stood on the bridge of his massive warship, looking at the blue planet floating in the darkness of space. His 6 eyes studied the small world with interest. Earth looked so peaceful and quiet. No energy shields protected it. No plasma cannons pointed toward space. No massive battleships patrolled around it. "This will be too easy," Zethkar said with a cruel smile. His sharp teeth gleamed in the dim light of the bridge. For 6 long months, the Zek Empire had been watching Earth. Their invisible scout ships had studied every part of the human world. What they found made them laugh. The humans were so primitive and weak. "Look at their technology," said Subcommander Vexlor, pointing at the scanning screen. "They still use wheels to move around on land. Their flying machines are slow and clumsy. They can barely reach their own moon with their rockets." The other alien officers laughed loudly. These humans were like children playing with toys. The Zek Empire had destroyed stronger worlds than this one. Worlds with plasma shields and quantum weapons. Worlds with armies of robot soldiers. Yet those worlds had fallen in days. Earth would fall in hours. "Sir," said the weapons officer, "our battle fleet is ready. 500 ships wait for your command. We can begin the attack now." Zethkar nodded slowly. The Zek Empire needed Earth's water and minerals. This blue planet had more water than any world they had seen. The humans would make good slaves to work in the mines. Those who fought back would be destroyed quickly. But as Zethkar prepared to give the attack order, something caught his attention. In the corner of his eye, he saw a shadow moving in the deep space near Earth, a very large shadow. "What is that?" he asked, pointing toward the darkness. The sensor officer looked at his instruments with confusion. "Sir, I see something on the edge of our scanners, but it's strange. The object appears to be enormous." "How enormous?" Zethkar's voice became sharp and dangerous. "Sir, if our sensors are correct, the object is at least 15 kilometers long. But that's impossible. The humans don't have technology to build anything that big." Zethkar felt a cold feeling in his stomach. In all his years of conquest, he had learned one important rule. When something seemed impossible, it was usually very dangerous. "Focus all scanners on that object," he commanded. "I want to know what it is." The bridge became quiet as every alien officer worked at their stations. The scanning beams reached out into the darkness, searching for answers, but the mysterious object remained hidden in the shadows. "Sir," said the sensor officer, his voice shaking slightly, "our scanners can't get a clear reading. Something is blocking our signals. The object is definitely there, but it's using some kind of stealth technology we don't understand." Zethkar's 6 eyes narrowed with worry. In 6 months of watching Earth, they had never seen any advanced technology from the humans. No energy weapons, no force fields, no stealth ships. So where did this massive object come from? "Could it be from another star system?" asked Subcommander Vexlor. "Maybe other aliens are protecting this world." Before Zethkar could answer, a message came through their communication system. The voice was calm and clear, speaking in perfect Zek language. "Unknown alien fleet, this is Earth Defense Command. You have entered our space without permission. You have 24 hours to leave our system. This is your only warning." The alien officers looked at each other in shock. The humans knew they were there, but their ships were invisible to primitive scanners. How did Earth detect them? Zethkar laughed, but it was a nervous sound. "These weak humans dare to threaten the mighty Zek Empire. They have no weapons that can hurt us. They have no shields to protect them. What can they possibly do?" But even as he spoke these words, Zethkar felt doubt growing in his mind. The mysterious shadow in space, the impossible size readings, the perfect knowledge of their language. Something was very wrong with this picture. "Sir," said the communication officer, "should we respond to their message?" "Yes," Zethkar said firmly. "Tell them that the Zek Empire does not take orders from primitive species. Tell them they have 1 hour to surrender, or we will destroy their pathetic world." As the message was sent, every alien on the bridge watched the darkness of space near Earth. The mysterious object remained hidden, like a sleeping giant waiting to wake up. Suddenly, without any warning, lights began to turn on in the blackness. Thousands of lights, millions of lights. They formed the outline of something so massive that it made the alien warships look like tiny insects. The bridge fell completely silent. Every alien officer stared in horror at what they were seeing. The mysterious object was not a ship. It was not a space station. It was something that should not exist. It was a monster made of metal and weapons, floating silently in the darkness like a sleeping dragon. Commander Zethkar's voice was barely a whisper. "What? What have we found?" The lights continued to glow brighter, revealing more and more of the impossible structure. And somewhere deep inside that metal giant, something was waking up. The awakening giant. The lights in space grew brighter and brighter. Commander Zethkar watched in horror as the massive structure revealed itself piece by piece. What he saw made his blood turn cold. "That's impossible," he whispered, his 6 eyes wide with fear. "No species can build something that enormous." The object floating in the darkness was beyond anything the Zek Empire had ever seen. It was 15 kilometers long and 3 kilometers wide. Its metal hull was covered with thousands of weapon ports. Energy shields flickered around it like blue lightning. This was not just a ship. It was a floating city of war. "Sir," said the sensor officer, his voice shaking, "I'm reading massive energy signatures from that vessel. Power levels they're higher than our entire fleet combined." Sub-Commander Vex Lore stepped closer to the viewing screen. "How did the humans build this? 6 months ago they could barely reach their own moon. Now they have a battleship that makes our dreadnoughts look like toys." Inside the giant ship, 10,000 humans were waking up from their long sleep. Captain Sarah Chen opened her eyes as her sleep pod hissed open. She had been dreaming of her home on Earth, but now it was time to protect it. "All crew members, report to battle stations." Her voice echoed through the massive corridors of the ship. "This is not a drill. We have alien visitors, and they don't look friendly." The Behemoth-Class Battleship had been humanity's greatest secret for 50 years. Built using materials from asteroid mines, constructed in the dark spaces between planets, hidden from all scanning technologies. The best human engineers and scientists had worked their entire lives to create this monster of metal and weapons. Engineer Marcus Rodriguez ran through the engine rooms, checking every system. The fusion reactors hummed with incredible power. The magnetic field generators created shields stronger than any planet's protective field. The kinetic cannons were loaded and ready to fire projectiles at incredible speeds. "All systems are green, Captain," Marcus reported through his communication device. "The Behemoth is ready for anything they can throw at us." In the weapons control room, Officer Liu Wei watched the alien fleet through her targeting systems. 500 enemy ships surrounded Earth, but they looked confused and scared now. Good. Fear was a weapon too. "Captain Chen," Liu said into her microphone, "I have targeting locks on all enemy vessels. Their ships are powerful, but they're not expecting a fight like this." Dr. Amanda Hayes worked quickly in the medical bay, preparing for battle. She had medicine for both humans and aliens. Sarah Chen had made it clear they would show mercy to enemies who surrendered. This was Earth's way. They would be strong, but not cruel like the Zek Empire. Back on the alien flagship, panic was spreading among the officers. Commander Zethka tried to understand what he was seeing. The human ship was using technology that seemed impossible. Their shields used magnetic fields in ways the Zek Empire had never imagined. Their weapons were not plasma or lasers, but something much more dangerous. "Sir," said the weapons officer, "our battle computers cannot find weak points in their defenses. Their ship design is completely unknown to us. How many humans are on that vessel?" Zethkar demanded. "Scanning shows approximately 10,000 life forms, sir." "But sir, they're working together with perfect coordination. I've never seen teamwork like this." This was what made humans different from every other species the Zek Empire had conquered. When other aliens faced the Empire's fleets, they panicked and fought as individuals. But humans did something strange. They became stronger when they worked together. Captain Chen's voice came through the communication systems again, speaking perfect Zek language. "Alien fleet, you have seen our ship. You know we are not the weak species you thought we were. Leave our system now, and no one needs to die today." Zethka felt anger burning in his chest. The Zek Empire had never retreated from a battle. Never. But looking at the massive human battleship, he realized they might have made a terrible mistake. "Sir," said Sub-Commander Vex Lore quietly, Perhaps we should consider strategic withdrawal. We could return with a larger fleet. Never, Zethka roared. The Zek Empire does not run from primitives. All ships prepare for attack. We will destroy this human monster and show the galaxy that we are still the strongest. But even as he gave the order, Zethkar noticed something that made his heart beat faster. Some of his own ships were already trying to retreat. His fleet was breaking apart before the battle even began. On the Behemoth, Captain Chen watched the alien fleet splitting into two groups. About half were turning to run away, but the other half was moving into attack formation. It looks like some of them are smarter than their commander, she said to her bridge crew. Weapons Officer Liu, prepare defensive fire. Engineer Marcus, bring all systems to full power. Dr. Hayes, ready the medical bay for casualties. Aye. Captain, came the responses from all stations. The space between Earth and the alien fleet began to glow with energy as both sides powered their weapons. The first shots were about to be fired in a battle that would change the galaxy forever. But in the darkness beyond the battle, something else was watching. Something that would make this fight even more dangerous than anyone imagined. Part 3. The Battle of Two Worlds. The first shot came from Commander Zethkar's flagship. A massive plasma beam cut through space like a burning sword, heading straight for the Behemoth. But when it hit the human ship's shields, something amazing happened. The plasma simply disappeared, absorbed by the magnetic field barriers. Impossible, Zethkar screamed. Our plasma cannons can destroy mountains. How did they stop it so easily? Captain Sarah Chen smiled on her bridge. Officer Liu, show them what human weapons can do. Fire kinetic cannon number 1. The Behemoth's main weapon was not a plasma beam or laser. It was something much simpler and much more deadly. A piece of metal the size of a car, fired at incredible speed. When it hit the alien ship's armor, it went through the hull like a bullet through paper. The alien flagship shook violently. Alarms screamed throughout the ship. Half of their shields were gone from just one shot. Sir, shouted the damage control officer, their weapon punched completely through our armor. How is that possible? It was just a piece of metal. Sometimes the old ways are the best ways, Captain Chen said quietly. Engineer Marcus, give me more power to the weapons. We have 249 more targets. The battle exploded across space. 250 alien ships attacked the Behemoth from all directions. Plasma beams, quantum torpedoes, and particle cannons filled the darkness with deadly light. But the human battleship moved like a dancer in the storm, dodging the attacks it couldn't absorb. Captain, said Engineer Marcus from the engine room, shields are holding at 90%. Their weapons can't break through our magnetic barriers. But Captain Chen wasn't just thinking about her own ship. Smaller human vessels were joining the battle. Destroyers, cruisers, and fighter ships that had been hiding near Earth's moon. These ships were not as strong as the Behemoth, but they were fast and smart. All human ships, this is Captain Chen. Use formation Delta 7. Protect each other and work as one unit. Remember your training. This was where humans showed their greatest strength. While the alien ships fought as individuals, trying to get personal glory, the human ships worked together like parts of one giant machine. When an alien ship attacked a human destroyer, 2 other human ships would attack the alien from behind. When human fighters were in trouble, the Behemoth would move to shield them with its massive hull. Weapons Officer Liu Wei had never felt so alive. Her targeting computers were working perfectly, and every shot from the Behemoth's weapons hit exactly where she aimed. Captain, I'm disabling their ships instead of destroying them. Just like you ordered. Good work, Liu. We're not monsters like they are. Give them a chance to surrender. This confused the aliens even more. The Zek Empire always fought to destroy everything, but the humans were being careful not to kill when they didn't have to. They damaged alien weapons and engines, leaving the ships floating helplessly in space, but they didn't kill the crews. Dr. Hayes was busy in the medical bay, treating wounded humans and aliens alike. Some alien prisoners looked at her with confusion. Why do you help us? One injured alien soldier asked. We came here to conquer your world. Because that's what good people do, Dr. Hayes replied simply, bandaging the alien's wounds. We help everyone who needs help. In space, the battle was turning in favor of the humans. 50 alien ships had been disabled. 20 more had surrendered and shut down their weapons. But many aliens were still fighting with desperate courage. Commander Zethkar was furious. His mighty fleet was being beaten by one human ship and a few smaller vessels. This was not supposed to happen. The Zek Empire had never lost a battle like this. All ships focus fire on the human battleship, he commanded. If we destroy their big ship, the others will surrender. 100 alien ships turned their weapons toward the Behemoth. The combined attack was like a star exploding. Plasma beams, quantum torpedoes, and energy blasts hit the human ship from every direction. The Behemoth shook under the massive attack. Lights flickered on the bridge. Some systems sparked and went offline, shields down to 60%. Engineer Marcus reported, "Hull damage on decks 12 through 15. We can't take many more attacks like that." But Captain Chen remained calm. "All human ships, execute Plan Omega. It's time to end this battle." Suddenly, every human ship in the area began moving in perfect coordination. They formed a protective wall around the Behemoth while it charged its main weapons. The smaller ships used their own bodies as shields, taking hits meant for the battleship. "Sir," said an alien officer to Commander Zethkar, "the humans are protecting their big ship with their own lives. I've never seen loyalty like this." Zethkar felt something he had never experienced before, respect for his enemies, but it was too late to stop now. Then his communication officer received a message that made everyone on the alien bridge freeze with terror. "Sir, we're receiving a signal from the Zek High Command. Admiral Cross is coming with the entire war fleet. 1,000 ships, sir. But sir, he's not coming to help us. He's coming because he thinks we're losing to primitives. If he finds us defeated by humans..." Everyone knew what happened to Zek commanders who failed. Admiral Cross would kill them all for bringing shame to the Empire. The battle was about to become much more dangerous. The hidden truth. Captain Sarah Chen stood in the prisoner-holding area of the Behemoth, looking at Commander Zethkar through the energy bars. The alien commander had been captured when his damaged flagship was boarded by human marines. Now he sat quietly, his 6 eyes filled with something Chen had never expected to see from a Zek warrior: fear. "Your Admiral Cross is coming," Chen said calmly. 1,000 ships, but you look more afraid of him than you were of us. "Why?" Zethkar laughed, but it was a bitter sound. "You don't understand what you've done, human. The Zek Empire has destroyed over 1,000 worlds. We have crushed species that were far stronger than you. Races with quantum weapons, time manipulation technology, planet-killing devices. They all fell before our might. Then why are you so scared?" Chen asked. The alien commander looked up at her with something like respect. "Because you shouldn't exist. Your ship, your technology, your way of fighting, none of it follows the laws we know. For 300 years, the Zek Empire has been the strongest force in the galaxy. We became strong by destroying anyone who might challenge us. But you're different." Chen sat down across from the prisoner. "Different how? Your weapons are simple, but they work better than our advanced technology. Your ships are slower, but you fight smarter. Your soldiers show mercy to enemies, but they're braver than any warriors I've seen. You humans don't make sense." Dr. Hayes entered the room carrying medical supplies. "Captain, I need to check his injuries." As Dr. Hayes began treating Zethkar's wounds, the alien stared at her in confusion. "Why do you help me? I came here to destroy your world and make your people slaves." "Because it's the right thing to do," Hayes replied simply, cleaning a cut on his arm. Zethkar turned back to Captain Chen. "This is what I mean. The Zek Empire rules through fear and strength, but you humans have something we lost long ago. You have honor." "Commander," Chen said seriously, "you said we shouldn't exist." "What did you mean?" Zethkar was quiet for a long moment. Then he spoke in a low voice. "For 50 years we've been watching your solar system. Not just Earth, we've been scanning everything. But there were always strange readings. Ships that appeared and disappeared. Technology signatures that didn't match human development. Someone has been protecting you." Chen felt her heart beat faster. "Who? We don't know. But they're not human, and they've been very careful to hide from us. Until now." Suddenly alarms began ringing throughout the Behemoth. Engineer Marcus's voice came through the communication system. "Captain, you need to get to the bridge immediately. We're detecting multiple unknown ships approaching our position." Chen ran to the bridge, leaving Dr. Hayes to continue treating the prisoner. When she arrived, she saw something that made her stop in amazement. On the main viewing screen, dozens of ships were appearing out of nowhere. But these ships didn't look human or Zek. They were elegant and beautiful, made of materials that seemed to glow with their own light. "Captain," said Officer Liu, "these ships just appeared from hyperspace. Their technology is incredibly advanced, but they're not attacking. They're forming a protective formation around Earth." One of the alien ships sent a communication signal. The voice that came through was soft and musical, speaking perfect English. "Captain Chen of Earth, this is Ambassador Thane of the Galactic Alliance. We have been waiting a very long time to meet you." Chen felt dizzy. "Galactic Alliance? How long have you been watching us?" "For 200 years, Captain. We have been protecting your world from threats like the Zek Empire, while your people developed the technology you would need to defend yourselves. The Behemoth was built with our secret guidance, though your engineers did most of the work." Officer Liu looked at her instruments with wide eyes. "Captain, I'm detecting over 500 Alliance ships around our solar system. They've been hiding here all this time." Ambassador Thane continued, "The Zek Empire destroys any species that shows advanced technology. So we had to keep your development secret until you were ready. Today's battle proved you are ready to join the larger galactic community." Chen found her voice. "Join you for what?" "To fight for freedom, Captain. The Zek Empire controls half our galaxy through fear and violence. Many species live in hiding, afraid to develop their technology or explore space. But you humans have shown something we thought was lost forever. The courage to stand up to bullies, even when they seem stronger than you." Chen looked around her bridge at her crew. Marcus Liu Hayes and all the others had risked their lives to protect Earth. Now they were being asked to risk their lives for the entire galaxy. "Captain," said Dr. Hayes through the communication system, "the prisoner wants to tell you something important." Back in the holding area, Zethkar spoke urgently. "Human Captain, Admiral Cross will arrive in 72 hours with the entire war fleet. 10,000 ships. If you think today's battle was hard, you haven't seen anything yet. Cross will destroy this entire solar system rather than admit the Empire can be defeated." Chen felt the weight of responsibility settling on her shoulders. Earth had won one battle, but the real war was just beginning. "Captain," Ambassador Thane's voice came again. "We know about Admiral Cross. The Alliance fleet is ready to stand with you. But you must understand this battle will decide the fate of every free species in the galaxy. Are your people ready for such a responsibility?" Chen looked at Earth through the viewing screen. Her beautiful blue world floating peacefully in space. In 72 hours it would face the greatest threat in human history. "Yes," she said firmly. "We're ready." The galaxy's last hope. 72 hours later, space around Earth looked like a storm of metal and light. Admiral Cross had arrived with the largest fleet in Zek Empire history. 10,000 warships filled the darkness, their weapons pointed at the small blue planet that had dared to fight back. Admiral Cross stood on his command ship, a massive vessel twice the size of the Behemoth. His 8 eyes burned with anger as he looked at Earth. No primitive species had ever defeated the Zek Empire. Today, he would make sure it never happened again. "Human planet." His voice boomed across all communication channels. "You have embarrassed the mighty Zek Empire. For this crime, your entire solar system will be destroyed. You have 1 minute to surrender, or we will turn your world into burning dust." On the Behemoth's bridge, Captain Sarah Chen stood calm and steady. Around Earth, 500 Alliance ships had revealed themselves, their beautiful hulls glowing with protective energy. But even with their help, they were outnumbered 20 to 1. "This is Captain Chen of Earth," she replied, her voice carrying to every ship in both fleets. "Admiral Cross, our answer is the same as always. This is our home and we will defend it. We will not surrender. We will not run. We will not bow to tyrants." "Then you will die," Cross snarled. "All ships attack. Show the galaxy what happens to those who defy us." The greatest space battle in galactic history began. 10,000 Zek warships fired at once. The space around Earth exploded with plasma beams, quantum torpedoes, and particle cannons. But the Alliance fleet was ready. Their ships created energy shields that covered entire sections of space, protecting Earth and the human vessels. The Behemoth led the counterattack. Captain Chen had learned something important in the past 3 days. The key to defeating the Zek Empire was not stronger weapons or better shields. It was something the Empire had forgotten long ago, working together. All ships, this is Chen. She broadcast to the entire Alliance fleet. Use human tactics. Protect each other. Fight as one unit. Show them what unity can do. Engineer Marcus pushed the Behemoth's engines beyond their limits, making the massive ship dance between enemy attacks. Captain, all systems are at maximum power. We're ready for anything they can throw at us. Officer Liu had never been so focused. Her weapons found their targets with perfect accuracy, each shot disabling an enemy ship without destroying it completely. Captain, I'm using precision strikes. We're taking out their weapons and engines, giving their crews a chance to surrender. This confused the Zek forces. They were used to enemies who fought with hatred and fear. But the humans and their allies fought with discipline and mercy. Even in the middle of the greatest battle ever seen, they tried to save lives instead of taking them. Dr. Hayes coordinated rescue operations, saving crews from both sides when ships were damaged. Captain, we're picking up survivors from 17 Zek vessels. They can't understand why we're helping them. Because that's who we are, Chen replied. We don't fight to destroy, we fight to protect. Admiral Cross watched in growing rage as his fleet began to fall apart. The Alliance ships were using Earth-inspired tactics, working together like parts of one giant machine. Every time his forces attacked one target, 5 others would appear to defend it. His ships were fighting as individuals, but the enemy fought as a family. Sir, said his weapons officer, we've lost 3,000 ships. The enemy's coordination is perfect. They're using strategies we've never seen before. Impossible, Cross screamed. We are the Zek Empire. We have conquered 1,000 worlds. But even as he spoke, more of his ships were surrendering. Entire squadrons were shutting down their weapons and begging for mercy. They had never faced enemies who showed kindness to prisoners. The fear that held the Empire together was breaking apart. Captain Chen made a decision that would change the galaxy forever. All human ships protect the surrendering Zek vessels. Anyone who wants to stop fighting is under our protection now. This broke Admiral Cross's mind. His own soldiers were changing sides, inspired by human compassion. The empire built on fear was crumbling because someone had shown a better way. In desperation, Cross activated his ship's planet-killer weapon. If I cannot conquer Earth, I will destroy it. No one defies the Empire and lives. But Engineer Marcus had been watching the Admiral's ship carefully. Captain, I'm detecting a massive energy buildup in their command vessel. They're preparing to fire something big. Then we stop them, Chen said simply. All power to engines. Take us straight at their flagship. The Behemoth charged directly at Admiral Cross's ship, using itself as a shield to protect Earth. The planet-killer beam hit the human battleship with the power of a star, but the Behemoth's magnetic shields held just long enough. Officer Liu fired the ship's main cannon at point-blank range. The kinetic projectile punched through the enemy flagship's hull, destroying the planet-killer weapon and crippling the massive vessel. Admiral Cross's ship exploded in a ball of fire and light. With their leader gone, the remaining Zek forces surrendered completely. The battle was over. Earth was safe. 1 year later, Captain Chen stood on the bridge of Earth's second Behemoth-Class Battleship. Through the viewing screen, she could see the construction yards where humans and aliens worked together, building ships to liberate worlds still under Zek control. Ambassador Thane appeared on her communication screen. Captain, the former Zek colony of Nexus Prime has requested Earth's help in establishing their own defense fleet. Will you answer their call? Chen smiled. Of course. That's what good neighbors do. The aliens had never expected this from Earth. They had found a small blue planet and thought it was weak and helpless. Instead, they discovered something that changed the entire galaxy. The human spirit, which grew stronger when others needed help. Earth had become the galaxy's symbol of hope. And the humans, once thought to be primitive, were now the teachers showing everyone how to be free. The galaxy was healing. And it all started with one simple idea that humans understood better than anyone. We are stronger together than apart.